the difference between two different ways of obtaining a green card. So one way is called consular processing, if you've heard of that. The other way is called adjustment of status. So consular processing is the normal process that's used if someone is outside of the United States. So if I get married to someone, or if I'm sponsoring my parents, for example, and they're outside the United States, I am using what's called consular processing. So that basically involves me showing the government here in the US that I'm a US citizen or I'm a green card holder, and I have this relationship with that person that I want to sponsor. So that could be a spousal relationship, or it could be your parental relationship, right? So I show that to the government. Once that's approved, then the whole case gets transferred over to another entity, it's the Department of State, and they will collect your documents. They will have that person outside the country fill out a visa application, and then it gets transferred over to the embassy, and the embassy will schedule an interview, the medical exam will be completed, and the person that you're sponsoring will appear for an interview and then get a stamp in their passport and come in to the US. They'll have 6 months to enter the US, and they will be a green card holder when they enter. So they will have work authorization when they enter, and they will have travel authorization when they enter. So this is the process for someone if they're outside of the United States. However, if someone is inside the United States and they've entered legally they've entered the US legally, like through a valid port of entry for the most part, they qualify for what's called adjustment of status. So they can apply here in the US. You would sponsor them if you were a green card holder or a US citizen. You would sponsor them, same thing. You would establish your relationship, and you would establish your own immigration status, like you're a green card holder or you are a US citizen, and they would submit their application while they're in the US. The benefit of doing it while you're in the US is that the process is actually significantly faster. So ultimately, you would get a green card if in about 2.5 years if you did it outside of the US. But if you did it inside the US, you should expect to see an interview in about 1 year to 1.5 years. Okay, and the other benefit of doing it in the US is that you are allowed to be here in the US once your application is submitted. You're allowed to be present here in the US. You can also apply for work permit, a social security number, and travel authorization. So you get to experience a lot of benefits even before you have a green card. So in my personal preference, if adjustment of status is possible, meaning the person can be in the US when you file for that green card, I think that is a much faster process. You can be together sooner, and they will get to enjoy benefits like work and travel authorization while that green card application is pending. Okay, so that is my quick bit on consular processing versus adjustment of status. All right, I hope that answers your question.